Good morning. It's a beautiful day today. Politeness here. I'm an artist living in Japan. If you're curious about me, you can always check my website. It's always linked below to see what I mean by an artist and what I create. So today's subject is the Japanese culture and a little bit of a dive into the Japanese culture. First, I would like to point out that I've been in Japan for 2 years. So this is my own personal experience plus my interaction with people plus the research I did online and my observation. If you have a different opinion, feel free to share it, but please just let's be respectful. If you're critical of me, cool, it's your opinion, I don't mind. Everybody's different in this world, and that's the beauty of it. Because we're different, that's why we're beautiful. Okay, back to the topic. Yeah, I always go outside of the topic. Back to the topic. Today, let's talk about the Japanese culture and why I chose Japan as a destination for a place where I want to live. The people. The Japanese people are pretty known for their politeness. What I most love about living here is the word is la courtoisie. It's politeness, I would say, like being formal with you. I like that. So basically, I don't have to be dominant or scream or yell or be flashy or show off what I have and who am I and my identity to be respected, to be yeah, I'm sick, sorry about that. To have the minimum respect as a human being, as an individual. My experience again is a little bit different than some people. As you can see in my video, I'm a girl. Light-skinned, and I am not a big person, so keep that in mind. Somebody else may have a different experience than I do. And I also like the fact that people leave you alone here. It's part of the Japanese culture, I believe. Everybody minds their own business. I appreciate that. For a private person, it's heaven. Social conventions. This is more of social habits they have. Funny thing is, there's a lot of things here that are quite similar to my own social habits, and there's a lot of things that are really big, extremely different, but in my culture. But again, I chose this country because of what they have, because of their social convention, because I like the way they live, that I chose here. I thought I can live here. I like that. I like the manners and customs that they have. Some of it is extreme, and some of it is perfect for me. Of course, because I'm not a Japanese person, it can be a little bit difficult. But this is the challenge where it is up to you to put yourself out there and be open to learn and try to be part of what they have, because usually human beings get happy and get excited when some other person try to learn their own culture and habits. I do. If somebody is curious about what my culture, my habits, or my own country tradition, I get happy, I get chatty. A lot of Japanese people are like that. When I ask them, they get happy and they get chatty about it, and it's so amazing. So I like that as well. There is also the healthy food. They have this habit of not eating until you're full. So that one, you don't leave food in your plate. We have that as well. You have to eat everything. It's better to really recommend to eat everything. And two, you don't eat until you're gonna explode, you're full. You leave some. You eat less than you should. I think, again, my knowledge is limited here, but I think a lot of Japanese Japan has this custom, and my friend told me about this anyway. And we have that custom. Also, it's recommended in my tradition, and I love it. It's in the health aspect. I like that. Also, they have the fact of taking your time to do things. For example, the tea ceremony, the flower arrangement ceremony. That is activity of taking your time to appreciate the little thing. And I appreciate that custom. We don't necessarily have it, but I really appreciate it. And it's so peaceful. It's really peaceful activity or like habit or tradition they have. Food. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna say about food? Food is really delicious. It's really good. And the best thing is it's quite affordable and it's so healthy. Of course, I don't eat raw fish. Oh my gosh, how can you eat raw fish? So you don't eat sushi? I do. I eat couple of type of sushi, but not all sushi. Trust me, I tried it and I got a really, really bad stomachache. It's not for me. My body could not handle it. In my 30 years, I did not ever eat raw fish. So my body said, not gonna happen now. Yeah. But food in Japan is heaven. I'm telling you. Even the fact they don't have a lot of spice like we do, but it's so good. It's so good. Japanese garden and nature. It is amazing that every corner of this country have a little park. Of course, it's not just Japan, but I live here, so I'm going to talk about Japan. They have these Japanese traditional garden, and they are gorgeous. As somebody who really, really love nature and want to be in nature, if I could, I would live in a forest. It is really, really amazing to have these big parks in the center of the city to go to and to slow down, I would say. Anime and manga. So I'm an otaku, a weeb if you wish. And yeah, that was my reason, number one. I know, you can judge here, I allow it. I am obsessed. I do draw comic as well. One of my dreams is to make a successful comic, not a manga, because making a manga is extremely different than making a web comic. And I'm making a web comic in my own style. I feel like it's easier. But yeah, one of my dreams is to master animation and make a successful web comic. And yeah, anime and manga, and the fact that I can go to the supermarket and see Luffy face smiling at me, or like walk a little bit in the market ahead of me and just admire the anime merchandise and poster here and keychain over there. It's everywhere, I'm telling you, it's everywhere and I love it. Okay, calm down. Okay. What is heaven for otaku? History and cultural history. So I'm gonna only talk about my really limited information about the history of Japan. What I admire is their dedication they inherited, and their resilience and their discipline. Even in work or daily life, I would hear gaman shiro. Gaman, bear with it. It is what it is. I do that in my daily life, even before coming to Japan, but sometimes you don't have to gammon. You can improve your life. I believe it's important to improve life because it's a gift that we have, and nothing wrong with living it on easy mode, even if it's not always on easy mode, but still. The fact that you live in a society that teaches you to come on, bear with it, because life is life. It can be good, it can be hard. And the discipline, I'm not the most disciplined person out there. So living around these people helped me adapt to them and learn their discipline, their resilience, their system of gammon, and actually bearing with the shit life can throw at your face and working on it slowly until it gets better. So yeah. So these are the aspect and part of the Japanese culture that made me want to live here, because it all did start with anime. It did start there. But then as I watched anime, as I winged with it, I started loving these small activities these kids have in high school. Like, they will make their own festival. And I loved the fact that they will make these small, like in New Year, how they will gather around and like you have to watch the rise of the sun to make a wish. And the fact that simply going to the park with your friend or meeting a neighbor and gifting them something. I might be a little bit sentimental person, but I appreciate that. I may not be instantly included into the society, which is normal, but I think just being here and observing the culture firsthand is a dream come true to me. To each person their own way of living. Mine is this: slow, peaceful, calming, admiring the small thing, the small moment, loving every single day and trying to find joy in every single thing I do or every single thing happens around me. Some people might like the hustling. I'm not against hustling, I like that, but still, it's not me. And some people would like the party, the loud noise, the neon light. I love it. Trust me, I adore it. I go to Shibuya and Harajuku from time to time to admire it. But it is not my number one reason to come here, to choose Japan. This is my number one reason, the culture. When I say the culture, I'm talking about the theater, the karakuri. I'm talking about the art of putting on a kimono. I'm talking about the tea ceremony. I'm talking about admiring the Japanese garden. I'm talking about the beauty of the shrine and temples. I'm talking about respecting other people, even if you never met them. Tolerating sometimes bullshit just to keep the peace. This is what I mean when I say I like the culture.